Mr. Visconti has a question.
Hi. I don't want to talk politics in the school, so I'll address a non-political answer to what needs to happen. I've been behind this for years. I'm from West Hartford. I was a counselor, and we do great education in West Hartford. And recently, there's been a lot of talk from teachers and parents in West Hartford, very vocal against it. But you're not going to get the political establishment and the teachers and the teachers' unions to not be intimidated by the status quo. What will end Common Core at the end of the day, if political leaders are not elected at higher levels to stop it, will be a massive walkout, coordinated walkout across the state of Connecticut like Trumbull did, and probably from high school students first, because you really don't want your grade students walking out, but parents of schools. It'll be almost like Martin Luther King when they wanted to bring students into school and they could not go there. It's a reverse of that walkout. It's going to be a walkout. The kids are going to do it. The clock will be run out on the parents. They will negotiate you to hell, and you will get nothing. This will be implemented. What will happen when these kids walk out, especially high school, is that testing will stop, the money will dry up, Pearson will not get their textbooks. You will unravel the system by unfunding it. We did achieve that with Obamacare, and that has yet to be done. The only way this is going to happen is civil disobedience, but not in a I heard the word harass. Cannot be harassing. Parents have to educate their high school kids. They have to collectively walk out across the state of Connecticut, weeks upon end, and crash the system. That's what's going to happen. You will all do good work, keep the education going, but at the end of the day, you'll fail. We'll all fail. There's a political solution also, but without it happening in the school systems, with the elder kids from, I would say, 9th grade to 12th grade, and I've been across the state running for governor listening to the kids, and they don't like it. And so how do parents align with children, under 18 to do that it's a little sketchy, but I think Trumbull showed that is a model, and I think it can happen across the country in an epidemic, in a wave that can crash Common Core.
The easiest and fastest way to get rid of it is through the testing. If they can't test it, it's not going to stay.
And it needs to happen this year, next year's school. That's my 2 cents.
Thank you. Go ahead. As far as the local boards of ed go, I understand that they may not know everything, and they need to be educated. I'll go with Denise that far to educate them, but we've recently come across some information that local board of ed members are receiving stipends to educate the benefits of Common Core. Is there a way that a legal avenue that we could use to force them to say who is receiving monetary compensation and then give them these statutes that are they allowed to do that? Are they allowed to receive monetary compensation to push a program nobody wants?
Well, that is a good question. It depends how they're receiving it. Because if it's through a state grant or a local grant that is a legitimate grant, then they have that. What you can do in that case, if they have legal authority to obtain the grant, is to make it very, very public and ask questions. Why are you doing that? Why are we receiving this?
But is there a way for us to make them tell us who is receiving it?
Oh, yes, definitely, through the Freedom of Information Act.
But can you do that at a board meeting, or do you have to go through months of
You can do both. And let me say, there's a lot of, what everybody should be doing is strategizing what works in your community. Number one, there's a lot of good ideas and they all should be implemented. But as far as how to get the information, yes, you can do that in the public forum and ask for it at your board of ed meeting. The problem with that is they have been told by the lawyers who advise them that not to answer any questions, which is not true. It's not a law. They can answer questions if they want. They're just being advised not to because it doesn't serve them politically. But you can ask that and make it very public and make sure reporters are there when you ask the question. But another way to make sure you get the information is through a request, a written request to the local board about what information you're asking. And then you send that certified return receipt to whoever you want the information from, being very specific about what the information is that you want. And then you wait a reasonable amount of time for response. If you don't get a response and don't get the information, very simple, if you write the Freedom of Information Commission in Hartford and say, on this date, I asked for this information, they did not provide it, I want a hearing, and then you call them before the Freedom of Information Commission and make them provide it to you. And it's to make the whole thing very public. So, I say, why aren't you providing this? Pardon me?
4 days to respond.
4 days to
Is that what
respond.
it is, 4 days? Because that kind of flies in the face of, oh, well, we don't know. So it's very, very difficult. I can't fight the federal government. I have to start in my backyard, and my backyard is fighting me. They're telling me, no, too bad, go home. I mean, Grant, I successfully opted my child out of the test. I was one of 2, but
Well,
It's different in
don't,
each community.
exactly.
I would strongly advise you do everything in writing and do it, send it certified return receipt. Even if you walk it in there, send a certified return receipt also, because that's the only way you have proof that you sent it and proof that they received it, and then you can take it to a next level.
So they're receiving money legally, we just gotta get
If
it
well,
out
we don't know.
there. Well, possibly, well, we know they got
Some-
invoices
some.
and all. But they're, no offense, I'm sorry, they're getting it out, but getting it out there because people don't know. I saw your faces, you were like, what is she talking about? I saw your faces, so thank you.
Okay, next.
I moved to Connecticut from Long Island in January. I have 4 children, the oldest is 6, but I have to put through Sherman. By our last month on Long Island, I pulled my 4-year-old out of the Common Core pre-K because she was told that the sun that she painted purple was wrong.
Oh, wait.
I stopped payment on my check. I said, how dare you? This is her. She's 4 years old. Creativity, art, she needs this. For you to tell her that a purple sun is wrong, how dare you want to check payment on my check? We moved to Sherman in January. Do I have the right to go through the materials for this coming school year that my daughter will be exposed to in 2nd grade? Do you have the right to go to look at the test before she takes it?
You have the right to all information. This is a public school, okay? It's public information. The curriculum, the testing, everything is a matter of public record. So you can't go in and ask to see someone else's child's records. But things that are generic or particular to your child, yes, you have an absolute right to ask to see them. Now, it may be that there are certain exceptions under the Freedom of Information Commission Act. But if it's not in those certain exceptions, then yes, you can obtain that information. Will they give it to you is another story.
But one issue here in Sherman is we do not have a curriculum. So how far in advance would we get those materials before she took the test? I don't know. They're making it up as they go along. Serena's on the board of that. She left a little while ago. She was at a curriculum meeting. She's like, we do not have a curriculum.
And because my children went to Catholic school and it was Common Core, and I had to pick up the curriculum from the public school and take to the private school. And I can tell you, I have it right now. The math curriculum for kindergarten is 560 pages. Now, if that wasn't bad enough, there is a backup book that goes with it. This is kindergarten math. This is ridiculous. What you should be learning in kindergarten should not come out of 700 pages of a math curriculum. I mean, I have stacks of books because she went to Catholic school. I had to go physically pick that material up and take it to the Catholic school. So I got to see what all that they were sending over from each individual school district. And when we left at Christmas break, the teacher sent all of her curriculum materials home. And she sent me an email, she goes, can you please return those? I was not to release those. I said, no, they're my tax dollars. My tuition was paying for that. For you to instill this curriculum, I will keep them. You'll have to take me to court to get them.
Teachers, what parents, if you ask to see the test itself that your child took, you cannot. That's against the teachers and schools. Sign a contract. That's one of the ways Pearson keeps money going. I say that you can never see the test. It could take you could see it. There have been maybe a half dozen parents that have gotten through taking nearly 2 years to finally get to see what a test, not to be able to take it out, with having 6 PhDs in the room, asking them what they're doing in there, over there. But you can't copy the test, you can't give the test, and does that mean it's constitutional? I don't think so. This is a private contract that school districts and state are signing. They're not looking out for your child's interest in that.